where a person lives. All of this information helps an insurance company set how much money insurance will cost the person. How wills work. When people die, they may have money, a house, or other assets. No one wants to think about death or what should happen after he dies. Having a plan for what happens after one's death is another part of financial planning and managing risk. A will is a financial plan for what happens to money and property when a person dies. A will can also be used to name who takes care of the children if their parents die. If a person dies without a will, the laws of the state she lived in determine these things instead. Having a will protects against the risk of this happening. Using savings to manage risk. Having savings is another way that people manage risk. Savings do not replace the need for insurance, but they make hard times less difficult. For example, a person who keeps a rainy day fund for emergencies is better prepared for when things happen, like a washing machine needing repairs. It is easier on a person's budget if that unexpected expense can be paid for from her savings. Many people even have a goal of building up an emergency savings equal to several months of their income. They do this to protect against the risk of losing a job and being unable to find work right away. Finding out more about risk. Luckily, there are good resources to help find information on insurance and managing risk. Many people use an insurance agent to help them find the right insurance coverage. When it comes to investing and saving, many people use a financial planner. For wills, lawyers help people put these plans in place. Of course, all of these people who help cost money. Some people prefer to do it themselves. For those who do, there are many books and websites that show people how. Many resources are also available for kids. A teacher or librarian can help guide students to good sources. Responsible risk management. Financial responsibility means being smart with money. There are financial consequences to not managing risk. Most people do not have enough savings to pay the big cost of hospital bills or repairs after an accident. This is why insurance is important. In many places, car insurance is even required by law. Health insurance can also be required by law. When it comes to managing risks, saving money and buying insurance are not the only things that matter. Being prepared and staying safe go a long way to preventing accidents. They are also part of thinking of the future and being smart with money. Smart risk management tips. 1. Insurance costs money. Being smart with money also means being a good shopper. When shopping for insurance, looking for the right amount of insurance for the lowest price is important. 2. There are a few ways to pay less for car insurance. Having a safe driving record lowers car insurance payments. For young drivers, getting good grades in school can help too. 3. There are also ways to pay less for life insurance. Being in good health and not smoking can lower the cost of life insurance. 4. A warranty is a type of insurance in case something breaks. Companies offer warranties on things like TVs and computers. You have to decide whether a warranty is worth the cost. 5. When it comes to investing, there are lots of different risks. Bonds and stocks both carry a risk of losing money. Understanding the risk of different investments is important.
20 Fun Facts About Soccer by Ryan Nagelhout. Taking the pitch. Soccer is the most popular sport in the world. Outside of the United States, soccer is often called football or football. No matter what you call it, it's a game that's just as fun to play as it is to watch. People all over the world play this exciting game, and many more watch on TV. There are soccer leagues all around the world, and national teams play in lots of different tournaments. How much do you know about soccer? Let's take a look at some amazing football facts. The name game. Fact 1. The word soccer started as English slang for football. Soccer is often called association football in England because rugby was often called rugby football. The sports were called football because they're played on foot, not on horseback like polo. The word association was often shortened to assos, a slang term that eventually became soccer. Fact 2. Soccer uses lots of lingo different from other sports. A soccer team is usually called a club, and the names of many soccer teams include FC, which stands for Football Club. Soccer uniforms are called kits. Scoring 2 goals is called a brace. English football. Fact 3. Soccer officially started in England, but similar games were played all over the world. The Football Association was formed in England in 1863, but other games similar to soccer were played elsewhere years before. One form of soccer was played by the Han Dynasty, 206 BC to AD 220 in China, called tuchu. It featured players kicking a ball filled with feathers. Fact 4. England has banned soccer many times. In 1314, the Lord Mayor of London banned soccer because of the trouble the games caused in the city. During the Hundred Years' War, soccer was banned because the king wanted people to practice military skills, like archery, instead of the sport. First kicks. Fact 5. Early soccer balls were made of pig bladders. The bladder was filled with air. Each ball would be a different size and shape, depending on the bladder. The first rubber soccer ball was invented by Charles Goodyear in 1855. It had rubber panels on it that made it look like today's basketballs. Fact 6. Soccer players run about 7 miles, 11.3 kilometers during a game. In pro soccer games, players run back and forth on fields that are at least 110 yards, 101 meters long, and 70 yards, 64 meters wide. Midfielders have been known to run more than 9 miles, 14.5 kilometers in a game. Follow the rules. Fact 7. Only keepers can touch the ball with their hands. Keepers can only touch the ball with their hands inside their own 40-yard, 36.6-meter box. Teammates can only use their head to pass back to a keeper. If teammates pass to a keeper with their feet, keepers also have to use their feet. Fact 8. The clock never stops ticking during a soccer match. Each half is 45 minutes long. If injuries occur or the ball goes out of play, an official keeps track of the time that is lost. Minutes are added on to each half, called stoppage or injury time. Fact 9. Yellow and red foul cards weren't used until 1970. Foul cards were first used by English referee Ken Alston during that year's World Cup. Referees raised the card in the air, then wrote the name of the player carded on the back to keep track of the fouls. The World's Game. Fact 10. Switzerland is the soccer capital of the world. FIFA was formed in 1904. FIFA stands for Fédération Internationale de Football Association. It was founded in Paris, France, but later moved its headquarters to Zurich, Switzerland. FIFA sets the rules for soccer around the world. Fact 11. Pro clubs can play for many different trophies. Teams play in a domestic league, which is based in a country like England, France, or the United States. Different associations also hold tournaments throughout the season. When teams win their domestic league and their top association trophy in one season, it's called a double. Going for gold. Fact 12. Soccer players love playing for gold. Many of the top prizes in soccer are gold. Both the men's and women's World Cup trophies are golden prizes given to the winner of the international tournament. A golden boot is often given to the top goal scorer in tournaments and leagues. Major League Soccer. Fact 13. Every MLS team is owned by the league itself. No one person or group owns a Major League Soccer MLS team. Owners invest in or put money into the league itself and are given a stake in a team. Some owners actually have stakes in multiple teams. Fact 14. Landon Donovan is the best American player ever. The American forward played from 2001 to 2014 with the San Jose Earthquake and LA Galaxy. Donovan finished his career with 144 goals and 136 assists, both league records. He also has the most international goals, 57, in U.S. national team history. Player movement. Fact 15. Players aren't traded between teams, but sold. When one club wants a player owned by another team, they pay a transfer fee. The rights to the player move to the new team, and the player switches clubs. The player also signs a new contract with the new team. Fact 16. Teams can loan players to other teams if the players aren't playing well enough. Players are still under contract with their first club, but play for a different team. Some players are loaned to get more playing time at a smaller club. Others are loaned because a team doesn't want the player anymore. Big names. Fact 17. The hand of God once scored a goal. In the 1986 World Cup, Argentina's Diego Maradona scored a goal with his raised left hand. The goal counted and earned Maradona the nickname. Maradona also scored the goal of the century minutes later as Argentina beat England 2-1. Fact 18. El Clásico is one of the biggest matches in soccer. El Clásico is any match between Real Madrid and FC Barcelona, two rival Spanish clubs that play in the Spanish Championship. Today, these matches feature two of the best players in the world, Madrid's Lionel Messi and Barca's Cristiano Ronaldo. Women on the pitch. Fact 19. The United States has won the most Women's World Cups. The Women's World Cup started in 1991. The United States won the first tournament, beating Norway 2-1. It also beat China in 1999 and Japan in 2015. The United States was runner-up to Japan in 2011. Fact 20. Carly Lloyd scored 3 goals in a Women's World Cup final. Lloyd scored the first hat trick in World Cup final history, finding the net with her first 3 shots in the 2015 Women's World Cup final. Lloyd scored in the 3rd minute, the 6th minute, and the 16th minute. The beautiful game. Whether you call it soccer or football, the sport is often called the beautiful game for a reason. Talented players spread out all over the world make for lots of great soccer matches. There's always a new team to learn about or great new players to watch. Some of them might even join your favorite club. The more you watch and play soccer, the more fun facts you'll learn about this great sport. Maybe you'll get to play in the World Cup final one day, or watch your favorite team win the double.
What is a song? Susan Henneberg. What is a song? A song is a piece of music for voices. Since ancient times, speech and music have been combined into song to express great feeling about something. Songs can be sung by one voice or by 2 or more voices together. Musical instruments may or may not be used to accompany or play along with the singing of lyrics. There are many types of songs. 2 major types are folk and art songs. Folk songs are traditional songs sung by common people. They usually are learned by ear and often are not written down. The melody and words may change over time. Art songs are meant to be performed for an audience. They are more complicated than folk songs. The words and music are equally important. They do not change over time. Popular songs have developed from both folk and art songs. They are performed by professionals for an audience. Why do people sing songs? Songs have always been a part of daily life. People sing songs to celebrate happy events or to express their feelings about sad events. They may sing spirituals or hymns to show their religious beliefs. Protest songs help people express anger about being treated unfairly. Some workers create songs with a strong beat to keep their movements together. They may also create songs to pass the time during dull work. Songs can also help teach about a subject or an event. Many children learn the alphabet with a song. Parents sing lullabies or bedtime songs to help children go to sleep. Many songs, like playground songs at recess, are just for fun. Types of songs. Songs can be about anything. They can also take many forms. Ballads tell a story. They can tell of relationships between people or of important events. They can also just describe a place or a feeling. Patriotic songs express loyalty and pride. Many countries choose one patriotic song to be their national song or anthem. Art songs are performed for an audience, but many folk songs are sung by casual groups. In performances of folk songs, the audience may be asked to sing along. In call and response songs, one person sings a line and then others answer back. In rounds, a group of people sing the same song, but they don't all start at the same time. One group will start the song, and then another will start after the first group. Noteworthy songs. The following examples highlight the lyrics of some well-known songs. Home on the Range. The state song of Kansas is known to most Americans. It was first written as a poem in 1873 by Dr. Brewster M. Higley after he moved to Kansas. It soon became a popular song loved by cowboys and pioneers. The original song is made up of 6 verses and a chorus. Over time, the lyrics underwent changes. It became Kansas's state song in 1947. Below is the original first verse. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the sky is not cloudy all day. Amazing Grace. In 1772, a British man named John Newton wrote Amazing Grace as a poem. It is about being lifted up from despair. Newton worked in the slave trade. Eventually, he joined the fight against slavery and became active in religion. He wrote his poem to express his change of heart. The hymn is well known as both a religious song and as a song for social change. The first of the song's original 6 verses is below. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. Let's compare. Home on the Range and Amazing Grace were both originally written as poems. Each work expresses a very personal experience that the writer had. Both songs have become very popular. Many people can connect to the words in these songs. Yet the 2 songs are very different in terms of what they are describing. Home on the Range celebrates the beauty of the unsettled American plains. Amazing Grace celebrates the strength of the human soul as it faces terrible struggles. One song describes a person's beautiful surroundings as home. The other song describes a goodness that makes a feeling of home come from inside that person. John Henry. A famous work song is a ballad about John Henry. He was an African-American railroad construction worker known for his strength. John Henry bet that he could drive a steel spike into solid rock as fast as a newly invented steel driving machine could do it. Using only his hammer, he won the race and the bet, but died from trying so hard. Some say he really died of a broken heart. Below is one verse of the song. John Henry told his captain, "A man ain't nothing but a man, and before I'd let your steam drill beat me down, I'd die with this hammer in my hand. I'd die with my hammer in my hand." Danny Boy. Englishman Frederick Edward Weatherly wrote Danny Boy in 1913. The ballad was embraced by Irish people before becoming known around the world. The speaker of the song says goodbye to a beloved Danny. It is not clear where Danny will go or for how long. The speaker ends by saying that in life or death they will meet again. Below is the first half of the song. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling, from glen to glen and down the mountain side. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Let's compare. John Henry and Danny Boy are both sad ballads. The people within each story face hardship with courage and spirit. People often feel struggles like these in their own lives. The songs help them gain strength and deal with difficulties. John Henry shows the love and loyalty he has for his work when he says, "I'd die with my hammer in my hand." He refuses to be replaced by a machine as long as he lives. The song shows that John Henry has something a machine can never have: spirit. The lyrics in Danny Boy that say, "I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow," show that the speaker has great loyalty to Danny. The speaker will wait for Danny in spite of any shadow or difficulty that may come. The Star-Spangled Banner. The Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Key during the War of 1812. Key watched the British attack U.S. Fort McHenry one night in 1814. At dawn, Key saw the U.S. flag still flying over the fort. It had not fallen to the British. Relieved, Key wrote a poem about the battle. After it was published, people began singing it to a popular tune. It became the national anthem of the United States in 1931. Here is the last part of the first verse. "And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?" Nkosi Sikelel I Africa. The title Nkosi Sikelel I Africa means God bless Africa. It was first sung in South African churches in the Ishihosa language. It eventually became part of the national anthem of South Africa. It is also used in Tanzania, Zambia, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. A teacher named Enoch Sontonga wrote Nkosi Sikelel I Africa in 1897 as a hymn. 7 more verses were added in 1927. In Xhosa and Zulu culture, the horn, mentioned below, is a symbol of ancestors and power. The English translation of the original Nkosi Sikelel I Africa is, "Lord, bless Africa. May her horn rise high up. Hear thou our prayers and bless us." Chorus. Descend, O Spirit. Descend, O Holy Spirit. Let's compare. The Star-Spangled Banner and Nkosi Sikelel I Africa are very different national anthems in the way that they describe symbols. The Star-Spangled Banner has very complicated lyrics. Many things are happening. It isn't clear if the rocket's red glare is coming from the enemy. However, the light it gives at night helps the speaker see that our flag was still there. The Star-Spangled Banner in the song is the symbol for United States of America's power as a nation to withstand and attack. Nkosi Sikelel I Africa has very simple lyrics. The horn is a very simple symbol connected to a very old history. Many African people know the horn connects to their understanding of cattle, ancestors, and power. Power comes as the horn rises and a spirit descends. Write your own song. Are you ready to write your own song? Here are some steps to get you started. 1. Pick your topic. Pick a topic that means a lot to you and that fills you with feeling. It can be from your own life, from nature, or from a tall tale. 2. Choose the type of song. Do you want it to be an anthem, a playground song, or a ballad? Your choice depends on what you want to say about your topic. 3. Decide what kind of tone to use. Songs can be sad, sweet, funny, or solemn. How do you feel about your topic? Your lyrics should reflect your feelings. 4. Write your lyrics. Your lyrics may or may not rhyme. You can put verses together to make a story or ballad. You can have a chorus that repeats after every verse, or less often. 5. Put your song to music. You can use a melody that you find yourself humming, or use one from another song. Again, the tone of your melody should reflect your feelings. 6. Sing it. Sing your song to family members or friends. Or record it so you can listen to it by yourself.
10 Ways I Can Be a Better Student by Sarah Antill. Learning Good Habits. Learning is all about taking small steps. It is hard to learn multiplication before you learn addition. In the same way, it can be hard to do well in school and get good grades without learning good study habits. A habit is something that you do over and over again until it becomes natural. Good study habits are very important to have if you want to do well in school. This book will show you 10 easy steps that you can take to become a better student. Forming good study habits in school can help you be successful in all parts of your life, both now and in the future. Find a study buddy. Some people find it easier to study alone. However, many people prefer to study with a partner. Your study partner may understand a problem or the meaning of a word that you do not. Study partners can ask each other questions, talk out problems, and help each other learn. The easiest place to find a study partner is probably in your class. The two of you will be learning about the same subjects at the same time. You can also study with a friend from another class. His class may have talked about a subject in a way that makes more sense to you. No distractions. Have you ever tried to talk to someone when the television is on or there is loud music playing? When there is too much going on around you, it can be hard to concentrate on one thing. The things that keep you from concentrating are called distractions. Distractions are not just things that are loud. They can also be things that you are thinking about. When it is time to study, get rid of all the distractions around you. Turn off the television and any music. This will make it easier to concentrate only on your schoolwork. Make time to study. By setting aside a regular time to study each day, it is easier to keep up with your schoolwork. If you get home from school at 3 p.m., try making 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. your daily study time. You can give yourself more study time or less study time as needed. Use your time wisely. How long does it take you to finish your homework each night? If you know you have to read for 30 minutes and do 10 math problems, do not give yourself only 15 minutes to study. Learning to plan your time out and use it wisely will help you finish your work without feeling rushed. Find a study spot. It can be hard to study when there are other people around making a lot of noise. Try to find a quiet spot in your house where you can concentrate. If your house is just too loud, ask your parents if you can study at the library or another quiet place. Be prepared. Imagine you are almost finished with your homework when you realize you need a certain tool that you do not have. Before you start your homework, make a list of all the supplies you will need. Then make sure you have everything ready. That way you will not have to stop to look for anything. Get organized. Being organized is one of the most important good study habits. Being organized means that you have everything that you need and in a place where you can easily find it. Having an extra pencil is great. It does not do you any good, though, if you cannot find it when you need it. Try making a diagram of your desk or study spot. Where do you keep your pencils? Where do you keep your extra paper or your stapler? If you always keep your glue or your paper clips in a certain place, it will be easy to tell when you are running low and need more. Write it down. Many people believe that you remember more of what you hear when you write it down. Taking notes in class will often help you remember more of what your teacher says. You may also notice key words and ideas in your notes that will be important later. You can even use your notes to make flashcards. You can study your flashcards on your own or with a friend or parent. Writing things down can help you in a lot of ways. Write down your homework assignments each day and then read them over during your study time. Ask for help. Sometimes, even when you try your best, you may have trouble understanding a new idea. When this happens, do not be afraid to ask for help. Stay after class and let your teacher know you are having trouble. She may be able to explain the problem in a new way. Your parents and friends may also be able to help you. A tutor is a person who helps students one-on-one or in small groups. If you are having trouble in a certain subject, see if your school has a tutoring program that you can join. Libraries and community centers often run tutoring programs too. Show your good work. Doing well in school and getting good grades is something to be proud of. When you do well on a test or get a good grade on a paper, let your parents know. Many families have a spot on the wall or on the refrigerator where everyone can show off their good work. Being reminded that you have done well in school can help encourage you to keep doing well. The next time you do not feel like studying for a test, look at that good grade hanging on the wall. Knowing that you did well in school is a great feeling. Teach others. Did you know that the ideas in this book could help you be both a good student and a good study partner? The next time you study with a friend, tell him about the things that you have learned. When your study partner has good study habits, the two of you can help each other even more. Compare the notes you both took in class and see if one of you missed anything. Help each other with things you are having trouble learning. Do not forget to share your good work and encourage each other.